Hey TherFit eStore owners, Will Rhodes here at the TherFit campus. Today we're going to teach you how to use a touch-smart computer or touchscreen computer to get the most out of your TherFit eStore. When we were developing this, we knew that the idea of being a kiosk-based business would have a lot of value to our eStore owners. One of the technologies that can be used to create this kiosk is a touchscreen computer. The benefits of having a kiosk is it gives you a point of sale. It gives your patients a place to go. It gives you a place to recommend products and the patient to purchase the products. It allows you to market your services and market the products that are offered on your eStore. It also allows you to have a dedicated computer specifically for your eStore and recommending and retailing products along with marketing. So in today's session, what we're going to do is go over how you can market with a touchscreen computer and how you can use it to utilize your eStore the most effectively with a kiosk-based system like this. So in today's example, we're using the HP TouchSmart computer. I think it's the 310 PC that I purchased off of Amazon. These typically run about $450, usually free shipping, and it gets to you within 2 to 3 days. This particular touchscreen computer is the one that I found to be the best deal. It comes with a keyboard and a mouse. It's already preloaded with Windows 7 and ready to go. So really when you get it, it's pretty much plug and play except with a few things that I'm going to show you to do today. So right now, as you can see, we're scrolling through some marketing advertisements on a TherFit eStore. QR code generators that they can scan to take them straight to your website or your eStore, and different products that you may or may not recommend. If you need help developing these images, let us know. We can walk you through that, or you can use the ones that you see now that are already made. So I'm going to walk you through how to do this, and this is as simple as a screensaver, and if you're familiar with Windows, this will look very familiar to you. So the first thing is you have to upload the images, which we can get to, or you can download off of your current PC images and then upload onto this with a jump drive. So once you get your images uploaded and in the file you would like, you go into your Start menu, go into Control Panel, Appearance and Personalization, change your screensaver, and then you'll pop up this little box that'll show you all your options. So what we want to do, and what we did on this one, is we want Windows Live Photo Gallery. There's a lot of options there, but that's the one you want to select, and then you go into Settings. When you're in Settings, you want to use photos and videos from this specific folder. In this folder we titled Screensavers, so it's users/TherFit pictures and screensaver. If you need to change that because it'll default something else, you just click Browse, find it within your computer, and then select that. What we found to be the best presentation for these slides is the fade theme on medium speed. You can play around with that and decide which one works best for you. So once we have that in there, we'll click Save. Now depending on what your preferences are, we think that waiting every 2 minutes is probably the best bet for a kiosk-based business, because that means that's 2 minutes of zero interaction. So when you have patients in there or they get through doing it, it's going to be a quick 2 minutes and your screensaver will pop on and continue to market your eStore, your clinic, or your services throughout the day. So once you have all those settings, it's pretty simple. Click OK, and you X out of that. So that's a really easy way to market your eStore by using this touchscreen when nobody's really on it and they're maybe sitting in your waiting room. So the next thing is, most touchscreen computers will come with a program that's a little bit more adaptable to a touchscreen environment. HP does a really good job at this, and it's called HP TouchSmart, and this is the actual program. So the first thing you notice is it's kind of got an interface similar to like a Mac with icons at the bottom that you can scroll through. If you do purchase one of these, you're going to see that there's a lot of apps or icons down here that are automatically defaulted, and you're going to have to do a little bit of customization. Well, the customization is really simple, and this interface is really easy to work with, and I want to walk you through that just really quick. So obviously you have your volume control. You minimize this to get back into your Windows, or you X out of it just like any other program. You've got, this is just something that's always there, a little schedule, a little date, calendar. You've got a different view here to make it a little bit more accessible and easier to use. And then this icon here that looks like a gear is your settings, and this is kind of where you can customize all of this. So if it's really easy once you get in here, the thing I recommend to do first is take out anything that is not relevant to your clinic. So let's say that, for instance, the calendar is a program that is automatically a default in HP TouchSmart. But you don't have any use for the calendar in your eStore because you have your own calendar, so we want to get rid of that. It's really simple. You click on the icon back here and you click delete. And then you assure that yes, we want to delete this. This does not permanently delete it. You can always go back and restore deleted apps and it'll populate them back on there. So don't think that anything you're doing is permanent and it's easily recovered. So what I've identified here is 6-7 different icons that I would use as an eStore owner on a daily basis. 2 of those being social media, one of them being TherFit live chat, so that if I ever had questions or my customers had questions, they could click that and speak with somebody, chat with somebody live at TherFit campus. My TherFit email program, so I can do my email campaigns from this as well. My TherFit back office, where I'd produce wholesale orders or manage my account. My actual eStore. My merchant account, which that applies to clinical eStores if you do have a merchant account. This gives me a quick connect link into my merchant account, which is obviously Meritus merchant account is not attached to TherFit. So it's a separate company, but it's easier to access it that way. So some of the features that you have within this back office is, first of all, when you create a new one, you just add a website tile. These are a lot of the ones that are defaults that I've rather deleted off, or the system says that they recognize these, that you can always put it on there. But to do a custom, it's quite simple. A URL is simply a web address, and that's where you want the tile to go when you click on it. So you input that in, which, for instance, we'll take a look at my eStore. So I clicked in my URL, mytherfit.com/WR is my eStore. I titled it My eStore, and I selected an icon that would help me remember and get there a little bit quicker. It also gives you directions on how to use additional icons or create your own custom icons. So you can definitely play with that as well. The other nice thing is you'll see these choose color options, and what this does is changes the header bar color. So my back office and my eStore are the same, but then I know my email, and it kind of color codes it, makes it a little bit more personable. So if I want to change that, I'll just send it over to that. So that's pretty much everything. You can also do different backgrounds. The difference between these backgrounds is animated backgrounds are dynamic, which I'll show you here in just a second. And then picture backgrounds, which we can create for you or with help. We can create custom backgrounds or pictures to put on your eStore. You also have just a few choices in preferences, which the default works well with what we're trying to do. So once you get all of that set up, you come back and this is what you see. So the background you choose is dynamic. You can move it around. And let's say that I want to go into my eStore. So more than likely, if you're utilizing this kiosk-based business specifically for your eStore, you're probably going to have this up the majority of the time. So when you pull it up, it's going to look like this, and you've got a lot of options here. The top bar is that top bar that we changed the color. You can pin it to your board with that first icon where it puts it on your board and you can move it around. By clicking on it, it brings it back here, and then you can maximize it. So this is typically what we would see an eStore owner have when you walked in if the screensaver hasn't initiated yet. So obviously you go in here and you can recommend your products. So for example, ProCare. And I'd like to show you an example of how you can utilize this on products that you recommend on a daily basis, so you don't have to go through 3 or 4 clicks to get to the product. So for instance, let's say that a product that you recommend is ProCare Sport Knee Sleeves. Then you do 3 or 4, maybe 10 or 20 of these a day. So in any kind of bracing apparatus, there's usually going to be a lot of different sizes or options. So this is really kind of the page you want to land on anytime you go to recommend a product, and then you can drill down for that specific patient the size or options that they need. So really this is the page that I'd like to bookmark. So it's really simple. Down here you can add to favorites. You give it a name. And then it comes over here, so when you're done, you can go back home, or when the patient's done checking out, you can go back home. It takes you to the original eStore, and then it's set up for your next patient. So the next patient comes along, and they again need this exact same knee brace that you recommend 3 or 4 times a day. So instead of searching through it, you can go into My Favorites. You can scroll down here to where we put knee brace, and it pulls up that product. So another nice thing is once you get into the knee brace, maybe the patient is not prepared to purchase this at retail at the $18 price here, and maybe they'd rather you print it out or email it to them. So you've got a print function, so I definitely recommend connecting a printer to this so that if that was the case, you could print it out, which would print out the URL, and let them know that this is the product that you recommend that they have, and it gives some details. Or you can just say, you know what, I'll just email it to you, and this little email icon down here automatically generates an email that has the product URL where they can find it. You plug in their email address, hit send email, it shoots off to them. Once you're done with that, just go back home into your eStore. So what we've done here is made it really simple to access your eStore to allow your patients to interact with your eStore and to place purchases, and also give the ability to market products that you recommend that might not be purchased within your clinic. So something else that we've done, and I'll go back to this view to show you, is that as an eStore owner, you have access to a lot of different programs, and that's what makes the eStore so unique. 2 of those obviously are Facebook and Twitter. So you can plug these on here to make it a quick access to your social media sites. If you have a merchant account, I've programmed that to where it just takes me to my login screen. So if I have questions about my merchant account, I can put that up there. If I need to make wholesale orders, that's done in your TherFit back office. It's pretty simple. It's the URL of mytherfit.com, and that takes you to the login screen where you would log into your back office to manage your account, or change your banner, or change your logo, put things on auto ship and order for clinical needs. So that your back office is somewhere that you might be going on a daily basis, or for sure a weekly basis. So another nice thing about this too is there's TherFit Live Chat, which you'll see on all the pages within TherFit, but this is the actual portal that takes you straight to the point where you input your name and email, and that initiates a chat that it immediately comes to the TherFit campus, where we can not only chat with you, but chat with your patients as well. If maybe they're having an issue in checkout or something's not right, they have a direct link to communicate with us. So we can always have that out there to make it a little bit easier. So, and then the final thing is your TherFit email. As you know, as an eStore owner, if you haven't signed up yet, I highly recommend signing up for the TherFit email program. This is a free email program that allows you to input lists of your patients' email address and market your eStore or your services within the clinic to all of your patients with a pretty seamless point-and-click scenario. So instead of having to input each individual one, we can set it up to go out every 30 days, or I want to send an email about my patient appreciation week that's going out, or you know the light up cane is doing a promotional right now, and I think all of my patients or most of them would benefit, so I'm going to send an email out marketing that. So as you can see, the kiosk-based business and the kiosk strategy with using an eStore allows you to get so much more out of your eStore and gives you a dedicated place to manage all of your eStore functionality, and it gives you a place to bring your patient, to interact with your patient in the eStore, and to ultimately capture higher conversions because the patient has a good, easy access point to purchase those products. So I hope you have found this beneficial in implementing your eStore. And as always, if you have any questions about this or need any help whatsoever, please feel free to contact us or contact your ESM, and we'll walk you through every bit of this to help you out. Thanks for listening.